Hey, what's going on?
I have a very bad voice right now.
You sound very bad. You sound terrible.
Oh, dude. And it's like, I don't even feel that awful per se, but I just don't sound that good.
What's going on? You just
I think a sinus infection, but I really think what happened to me. Yeah.
get that pen out of my hand.
I hope it's bacterial so you can have it too. I need you to enjoy.
I don't want it. I
need
just
you
got
to
over being
join me
sick.
then.
I hate being sick.
Well, it could have been from you, damn it. Like,
Well, in that case, I hope so. I remember when I was a kid, I used to wish I would get sick so I didn't have to go to school. And now as an adult, it's like the worst thing ever.
yeah, terrible. Because as a kid, you're resilient.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like business for real. That it's funny that people always like you turn everything into a business. Like, yeah, I do. I can't help it. But it's like when you're really resilient, you really don't care what happens to you. Like I had to be in today. Like our original dealings and stuff didn't go 100% how they should have went. But I still got to get a lot of things done, and a lot of people still covered their faces and mouths and sanitized repeatedly. And it's like, I can't stay down too long. When I do, it's not good for me.
When I used to get sick as a kid, it was like 3 days. Now it's like 2.5 weeks.
Isn't that crazy?
Sucks.
Like, even with me being a very cautious eater and exerciser and all of that stuff, my immune system is not where it used to be.
You also have 5 kids.
Yeah, and those little bags love to bring in all the viruses. Like, they will all bring in a different virus that gives the same symptom. Like, I go to the doctor and be like, yeah, well, this is influenza A, this is influenza B, you have H1N1. You're like, whoa. Like,
coronavirus.
Yeah, right? Like, they haven't even went to China to my knowledge.
Yet.
But, yeah.
I'm sure one of them. The odds are high that one of them will end up in China someday.
Yeah, honestly, it'll probably be my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the whole gymnastics thing. Like, they take gymnastics pretty serious over there, too.
Not here.
Not as serious as they should.
You can do a backflip. Tell you what, man, I had a long week. I don't know what. You ever just have a week that just is like, what the hell happened? Like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You just get, like, you're completely worn out by the end of the week, and it's like, I don't really even feel like I did that much. Like,
Yeah.
I've worked less this week, and I've done less, and I just feel just wiped out.
I agree with that on so many levels, and a lot of it, the time of year, I really think between the missing sunlight and weather and all that, I think all of that plays a major issue in how we feel as human beings, for one, and for two, the cycles of what's the most politically correct way I can say people who are not equally as happy as we can be. You get what I'm saying? It's like, when I come into my office or anywhere else, I try to be as happy as I can because I don't know what somebody else is going through. And aside from the selfishness that I don't want to get punched in the face or shot in the neck because they're going through a jacked up day, I really honestly think that if somebody leaves me saying like, man, that guy Tony, he's pretty nice, he's pretty cool, that makes me feel better as a person. That I left a good mark on somebody. But if you don't have that reciprocated to you, I think it just makes your day a whole lot more crappier. And from what I know about your work, sometimes that could be an issue.
Well, yeah, I don't know. This week I've like intentionally done a lot less, and I also found myself being a lot more tired at like way early. Like 9:30 the other day I fell asleep, which for me is like, might as well be like 5 o'clock in the afternoon because I usually stay up really late working on stuff, and I don't know, it's just weird. Everything's out of whack, and I think you have something going on with it. It's dark out early. It's like in the summertime it's light till almost 10 o'clock, and it's like you can just you don't feel that tired because it's daytime still, but now it's not even 6 and it's dark basically. It's like it just kills you.
Yeah. But I think this is where we're tested on our will. I mean, it's okay, I think, for everybody to go ahead and go through that slump. Like, you're going to have it. It's whether you go through it and finish it. I literally haven't worked out the way that I typically work out as hard as I do and as consistently as I do since December 17th. Like, I have really taken a back seat to it. There's been multiple different things just because of some of the things that I had to do for the company and some of the things that I'm now involved in and mentorship and stuff. So it becomes very time consuming. And the phrase that I hate the most is work-life balance. Like, my work is my life and my life is my work, and my family is a part of that. But it's never, I don't ever see it being a thing in my eyes where I'm going to be like, hey, I worked 9 to 5 today. See you guys. Don't call me until 9 a.m. Like, that's not the way my business is structured. And any real business owner, I don't know that their business is structured like that.
Well, you want to hear something funny today? Like, literally 4 o'clock today, right? I mean, I work in business, so it's literally like 8 to 5, like normal business hours. 9 to 5, is business hours.
Right.
So, I had this guy, one of my people I work with, and I call him at 4. I'm like, hey, what's up with this thing? He's like, dude, it's 4 o'clock on a Friday. Don't call me. I was like, bro, business hours till 5. Like, I still have another hour of stuff to do. Like, I don't know what hours you work, but like
get on it.
What are you doing? Like, it's not like you're at home taking a nap.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Well,
like,
and because I'm not against naps.
no, you're always napping. I don't know what that. Every
man.
time I call you, you're asleep.
Yeah. Like, dude, I would literally crawl under my desk with a pillow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's like, and my life has changed to that point where, like, I almost need it. And I don't know if this is hereditary because my dad used to do the same thing. Like, he was a huge napper. Like, I would come home from school and he would just be.
I've never been a napper. I mean, I'll occasionally pass out on the weekends or something, but rarely. I've not.
Oh, man. Like, the nap is the bomb.
I can't do it. I can't let myself do it.
I'm telling you, if you got to try. Well,
I end up laying in bed tired and super awake thinking about all the shit I need to get done.
Well, yeah, most of the time I think people go too far with it. It should only be 15 to 45 minutes. No more than 40, because after 45 minutes, you're hitting that REM sleep, and then that takes you to a whole nother level. Now, honestly, I am a Martian of sorts because I go to sleep for 3 hours, wake up, cook dinner, and then go back to bed in a couple.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
There's no way. I will go to sleep. So I have 2 modes. It's either 200% or off.
Yeah.
And the off's debatable because I still wake up a ton. Like, it doesn't, I don't know how to describe it, but I like either, if I take a nap, a quote unquote nap, it's like 4.5, 5 hours. It's like a full night's sleep, and then I'm up all night.
Oh man, I've been there. That's the best time to binge watch things, though.
I've watched entire episodes of seasons.
I've got so much work done during then too. Like, cause
but I'm still tired.
Yeah, you're not really.
Yeah, I can't get up.
Your mind is just telling you you're tired, but your body's telling you you're wired. Like, get it done. Like, I really think, at one point in time in our ancestry, we had to be alert no matter what. So we most of the time, honestly, when we rest during, certain peoples in those groups had to rest during the day so they can keep an eye and watchfulness out during the night. So that's where I think we honestly get a lot of our like third shift type people who are night owls and all that. I think their ancestors were the ones who were made to stay up. And for them doing that, guess what? You got an extra leg of lamb or something. But as long as you're being productive, I think, and like my method is we split our days up. 1/3 of everything each day. 1/3 should be spent sleeping. 1/3 should be spent loving. The other third should be spent working. Now,
mine's not split up like that.
Yeah. Now, when it comes down to it, depending on the goals that you want to reach, you have to give up some of those things. Like, there's no way that you're going to want to reach. I'm just going to use a scale of financial wealth. If you want a yacht, you're not going to just be able to work 8 hours a day doing direct support care. Even doing what you're doing. You make
Absolutely not.
excuse me, you make decent money, but you're not going to be able to do that. And even if you made $100,000 a year, you're not going to get a yacht doing that. So you either have to figure out a way to make your skills more subjective to your goal, or you need to make your time more subjective to your skills.
I just can't even fathom not doing like more than or less than like at a minimum like 12 hours a day of work, because I'll work normal day and then I'll go home and work for 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours on whatever I have to get done. And I don't know, it's not just like,
well, that's the go mode. And
that's like 24/7.
Yeah,
maybe like Sunday I'll kind of chill out for like maybe only work like 1 or 2 hours.
Sundays are my down days. And it's
well,
not,
my wife doesn't wake up till like 11. I'm up at like 8, so I'm like, I got to get something done before 11. So, I'll eat, make coffee, and then it's just work on something till.
Yeah, I'll be up. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm sitting here. The kids.
I just get bored doing that. I just get bored. Like, I don't watch TV. I do occasionally. I just get bored. I'm like, I don't care about this at all.
This is almost where I think you kind of outworked me to a certain degree.
But I just don't think I have any interest in.
But
because I spend so much time making media and content and stuff of that nature that like to just continuously take it in. Also, I'm just kind of like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I spend enough time in front of a screen. To me, is like the opposite. I'm like, I don't want to watch
look,
this.
that could be another reason why you love nature so much.
Probably, I guarantee it.
Like, wow. See me, I don't give a damn about either one of those. So that's why I'm such a people's person. That's like why my number one thing is, pleasing people versus anything else. And honestly, it's because of how the world has expanded that I'm even doing this, that I'm even doing social media.
You don't even have social media. I think you have LinkedIn.
No, not a personal one. LinkedIn is the closest thing that I have to a personal one, and my picture isn't even up there. It's the logo of the company.
Makes sense.
I am. It's not like I'm a shy person or not even too private. Like I'll tell people certain things about me. I just really think people use it for the wrong reasons at times.
Well, I don't even have. So I have a ton of social media accounts, but none of them are. I have like a personal Facebook, but I don't have like any other accounts because right. I don't make content for those to just have something to do. Like there's a thought behind it. Like it's a growth. Like it's a promoting of a brand with the intention of using that to make money down the road. It's not like, look at me, I'm doing this fun thing.
I've really been going back and forth with my wife with the idea of just even letting her kids post things here and there. Excuse me. Because they're going to have to live in this world. And this world is one of those technological worlds that we didn't necessarily have. It's completely different, and I don't want them to not be prepared for it.
Well, when I was a kid growing up, the big thing was too many video games.
Yeah.
Now the big thing is too much social media. But like social media is not comparable to video games because you're interacting. Well, that's not even true. That you're interacting with people still. I see pictures all the time like, oh, this damn social media, and then it's pictures of people on trains in like 1920s all with papers up to their faces. Yeah. It's causing people to not be, able to talk to one another. I'm like, I spend my entire afternoons home from work or even sometimes at work, conversing with people I don't even know. Mm-hmm. It's just, I think the most important thing for people to do is being able to navigate those social networks and navigate like being social in general. Because to be able to talk to someone that you've never met before in cold context is not easy, and a lot of people can't do it. So like being able to have that skill, like have someone message you about, you navigate that water of like, is this person a scammer? Is this a real account? Is this someone who actually wants to get to know me? Is this person weird and creepy and I shouldn't talk to him? Like, those are situations you have to navigate in real life, and I get those all the time on my social media. Like, this guy's just trying to get me to buy something, or this guy's just like being a creep, or this guy like actually wants to know what I'm doing, is genuine, and you just navigate those. You know, you're going to run into those people on the street corner, a guy trying to scam you and a guy trying to rip you off and a guy trying to be creepy. Like that's
funny. That takes me back to the back in the day, ASL. Age, sex, location. like that was the AOL thing. Like, hey, and it was so new to us at the time, but who would ever realize that it would grow to where it is now?
Well, Instant Messenger came out right when I was in like the end of grade school, like 8th grade, 7th grade, and we were all on there, all the people in my school, and we were talking after school. But then you get into like now the place I work has it. They have like messenger systems throughout the whole company. So it's like,
right.
How bad is it when you're talking to the CEO on a Skype message? Like, is it really?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have anything against social media at all. I think people just blow it out of proportion, and everybody has to find something to complain about for their generation.
Yeah, I mean, we try to do it about the generation after us on work ethic, and it's everything else.
The thing that makes me so upset is it's always the same, and nobody ever sees it. Like, what my parents are complaining about was the same thing their parents were complaining about, was the same thing their parents were complaining about. Every generation below you is always younger, stupider, lazier. They don't know anything. And it's the same. I'm so tired of hearing this story. Like, I get it. Like, kids nowadays, they do have a different perspective. They do have cell phones. They do have, and a lot of these kids are wearing name brand clothes and designer clothes, and they can do, because we live in a society where people have money to spend. It's not the Depression. Like, they're not lazy. They just grew up with parents who had money to, even middle class, lower middle class parents can afford this stuff, even if it's on a credit card.
Even with that, like nowadays, it doesn't take that much. Even I'm not even talking about the major name brands, but if Sally down the street is nice enough and can create something good enough that Kardashian or some anybody in the spotlight will wear it, boom, she's an instant millionaire overnight. Or at least publication wise, that if she has the product that she can actually give out. So the world has gotten faster. That's what it is, and I think that's what scares every generation, because if you think about it, if you look past all the way back to the early 1700s, the world has begun to speed up everything. Everything was made to make everything more efficient, quicker.
We're just expected to work twice as hard than everybody else used to because things are more efficient. Like, we're expected to get 10 times more done.
Exactly.
With the same amount of time.
When you even brought up the paper situation, like that, there was a time where they said the newspaper would be the end of our civilization. There was a time where they said that the radio would be the end of our civilization.
Well, with that note, we're at the end of our time limit, so we got to wrap it up. But hey, thanks again, everybody, for listening and watching. Make sure to catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff, and we will see you again soon.
Later.